first, and you blow in one end of it, and you kind of press your lips together and make this noise called a Bronx cheer. And you put a funnel on the other end of it to make it look super cool, like you know what you're doing. And what you get is what we call the natural overtone series. You can't play every note, but you can play these notes. And then you can hear the notes get closer together as you get higher. Down low, they're pretty far apart. Up high, they're pretty close together, and that's what makes the French horn so hard to play. I just wanted to explain a little bit about the very beginning of the Alpine Symphony, because in the French horns, especially the fourth French horn, there is one of the longest, lowest notes that's ever been written for the French horn. Apparently, before he wrote this symphony, Strauss heard about an invention in which a brass player would take a rubber tube and connect it to an air pump that he operated with his foot, and run that tube in one side of his mouth and play the French horn normally, and the foot pump would provide enough air to keep the note going theoretically forever. That particular invention never really caught on, but that note still exists in the fourth horn of the French horn part in the Alpine Symphony, and it goes on for a good 8 minutes or something like that.
One note?
One long note. So we'll have to see what color the French horn player turns when he plays that note.
Which movement is that in?
It's at the very beginning of the piece. We have a wind machine, and we have a wind machine is like an old wash barrel. It's slats tied in a circular form, and they stretch a piece of canvas over it, and they put a crank on one side of it, and they basically spin that thing, and it sounds like wind. Then we have thunder, which is something that these guys get from the heating ducts in their house. It's big galvanized steel sheets that they shake, and that sounds like thunder. What else do we have?
We've got the cowbells.
We have cowbells. Yeah,
cowbells. It sounds like the cows on the mountains.
Cowbells. We decided it'd be just easier to get the cowbells rather than bring in a herd of classically trained cows. They're hard to find nowadays. So we just got the cowbells, and so that's what we have going on in the percussion section.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we talked about the storm scene of where the Wagnertubes are really used. We didn't talk about the offstage brass. Which is
yes!
Somewhere near
so
the beginning.
Important. Yeah, that's right.
There's an offstage, supposed to be like, 8 horns, 4 trumpets, and like 4 trombones or something. And it's played off stage. It's just a little hunting call towards a couple minutes into the piece. And usually it's supposed to be extra players, but sometimes we'll do it with
running back and forth
on and off stage. I don't know how we're going to do it here.
But the effect is supposed to be, you remember we demonstrated the hunting horn, or natural horn. That's what they sound like from a far distance when they're hunting out in the fields. I don't know how this came that they're supposed to be playing in tune and in time and all that kind of stuff, because they really wouldn't have. But so it's a little poetic license that Strauss took. From a distance you hear those horns sounding, and this is kind of what it would sound like if it was in a better world than what we live in nowadays. But yes, it's supposed to be a distant hunting horns.
Yeah, so we're kind of incorporating all of the aspects of Alpine Symphony in our demonstration today with our modern horns, the natural horn, which is the offstage, the Alpine horns, which is where the cowbells are, and there's some cool little, similar horn fifths, thirds, fifths, sixths things that go a duet that's in that part of the piece, and then the tubas, which are really featured in the storm scene. So we're trying to today incorporate all of those to give everybody a preview of all of the horn aspects of Alpine Symphony.
But there are no plastic horn hoses.
There are no horn
hoses
hoses
whatsoever.
Strauss really missed an opportunity for that one.
And no alpine horns. That's too bad.
And no alpine horns, but horns that mimic what an alpine
Yeah,
horn.
that's probably the best way to enjoy
Strauss
alpine
was
horn.
smart, you know. He wrote for double horns
Yeah.
instead of alpine horns.